and 1860. Welcome to the Shadow of History channel. Be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out more videos like this one. With smoke still rising from the World Trade Center site in 2001, President Bush travels from New York City to Washington, marking a moment of national crisis as the aftermath of the attacks unfolds before a stunned country watching history change. In 1970, New York City, real estate developer Fred Trump stands beside his son Donald, offering a glimpse into a family dynamic that would later connect to broader public life and influence in the United States. In the 1960s, Barack Obama is seen dressed as a pirate alongside his mother, Stanley Ann, capturing a playful childhood moment that contrasts with the future responsibilities he would later carry as a world leader. These two photographs, taken 66 years apart, highlight the passage of time by presenting a striking before and after comparison that reflects change while preserving a connection between two distant moments in history. Painted between 150 and 170 AD in Roman Egypt, this encaustic portrait on linden wood once covered the face and upper torso of a mummy, preserving the image of an unidentified man across centuries in a striking example of ancient funerary tradition. In 1961, in the USSR, a young boy shares the news of Yuri Gagarin's spaceflight with a local shepherd, capturing a quiet moment as one of humanity's greatest achievements reaches even the most remote corners of everyday life. During the Vietnam War, Chuck Mulvaney recorded 103 confirmed kills, including 16 headshots in 30 seconds, yet kept his service hidden from everyone, even his wife, for over 20 years, leaving behind a record marked by silence and restraint. Taken in 1973, this early photograph of Eminem as a baby with his parents captures a simple family moment long before he would become one of the most recognized figures in music history. In 1954, Tragedy by the Sea shows a married couple standing on a beach moments after learning their 19-month-old son had disappeared, capturing a quiet yet devastating instant frozen in time by the camera. A simple family photograph from 1890 preserves a moment of togetherness, offering a glimpse into everyday life of the past and quietly reminding viewers how ordinary people once lived, gathered, and remembered their shared histories. Taken in 2008, this last known photo of Heath Ledger captures a final moment of the actor's life, preserving his image shortly before his passing and leaving behind a lasting memory tied to his enduring legacy. Separated by 80 years, these two images stand as a visual comparison of time's passage, showing how change unfolds across generations while still connecting moments through shared human experience and continuity. On July the 28th, 1994, Dr. John Britton displays his .357 Magnum revolver for protection while working at an abortion clinic in Pensacola, a photograph taken just one day before his death, capturing a moment of tension and vulnerability. In New York, 1983, a young Paris Hilton runs away from former First Lady Nancy Reagan, capturing an unexpected and candid moment that contrasts childhood spontaneity with the presence of a prominent public figure. Margaret Ann Neve, born in 1792 and passing away in 1902 at age 110, lived across 3 centuries, making her life a remarkable span of time that connected distant eras through one individual's long journey. Between 1861 and 1865, Abraham Lincoln's appearance changed noticeably, reflecting the toll of leadership during the American Civil War and offering a powerful visual contrast shaped by 4 years of conflict and responsibility. In Germany, 1945, a former prisoner points out the most brutal guard, capturing a moment of recognition and accountability at the end of World War II as the consequences of actions begin to surface. This image of Albert Einstein at 5 years old in 1884 captures a quiet childhood moment, long before he would become one of the most influential scientific minds in history, linking innocence with future brilliance. In a case that later influenced India's euthanasia laws, Aruna Shanbhag, a nurse at Mumbai's King Edward Memorial Hospital, remained in a permanent vegetative state for 42 years after a brutal 1973 assault cut off oxygen to her brain. Behind a facade of faith in 1920s, Greece, Mariam Soulakiotis led an old calendarist monastery in Keratia that drew vulnerable followers, many persuaded to surrender savings and property in exchange for promised spiritual care within one of the country's most disturbing criminal cases. Olga Chekhova, known as Hitler's favorite actress, was also a Soviet intelligence officer involved in organizing a planned assassination attempt on him, which was ultimately canceled by Stalin at the last moment. In a photo studio during the 1890s, a couple poses together, preserving a moment of affection and connection through early photography, reflecting how people chose to capture and remember their relationships in that era. John Smith, known as the oldest Indian, reportedly lived about 137 years, spanning 3 centuries from the 18th to the 20th, making his life an extraordinary bridge across vast stretches of recorded history. In 1988 in Kenya, Barack Obama visits his step-grandmother, Sarah Ogwell Onyango Obama, known as Grandma Sarah, highlighting a personal family connection that reflects his roots and ties beyond the United States. In London, 1937, a policeman shields children from the rain, capturing a simple act of care and protection that reflects everyday responsibility and quiet kindness within the routines of city life. In 1987 in Leningrad, Donald Trump stands with his first wife, Ivana Marie Trump, marking a moment during their visit to Russia and capturing a glimpse of their public life during that period. Otto Warmbier, an American student imprisoned in North Korea in 2016 on charges of subversion, was released in 2017 in a vegetative state and died shortly afterward, leaving behind a case marked by international attention and controversy. Taken in 1942, this last photo of Nikola Tesla captures the final known image of the inventor, preserving a moment near the end of a life that contributed significantly to advances in science and technology. In 1904, a banquet at the Astor Hotel in New York City reflects the grandeur of a luxury establishment located at Broadway and Vesey Street, offering a glimpse into social gatherings of the era. In 1961, Finnish sniper Simo Häyhä, known as the White Death and credited with 505 confirmed kills during World War II, is seen with his dog Kila, presenting a quieter moment beyond his wartime reputation. This photograph, often described as having the highest combined intelligence, brings together remarkable individuals whose collective contributions shaped knowledge and innovation, making the image notable for its extraordinary concentration of intellectual achievement. Japanese worker Shigeshio Izumi spent 98 years laboring on a beet plantation before retiring at 105, marking one of the longest working lives recorded and illustrating an extraordinary commitment to a lifetime of continuous work. In 1938, a unique house built from redwood stands as an unusual architectural creation, drawing attention for its distinctive material and design, leaving viewers to wonder about the vision behind such an uncommon structure. In 1966 London, world heavyweight champion Muhammad Ali reacts in surprise to a bee during a visit, a candid moment captured by photographer Thomas Hupker that contrasts his public strength with a brief human reaction. In a practical design from the 1950s, this rare example shows an engineer considering the needs of the mechanic, highlighting a thoughtful approach to usability that stands out as a reminder of how design decisions can directly impact everyday work and efficiency. In 1959, a 24-year-old Elvis Presley is seen with 14-year-old Priscilla Beaulieu, a moment that captures the early connection between them long before their marriage, reflecting a personal chapter in the life of one of music's most widely recognized figures. In 1945, an 18-year-old Russian girl stands during the liberation of Dachau concentration camp, representing a moment tied to the end of immense suffering as Allied forces uncovered the realities of the camp and those who had endured its conditions. In the Netherlands in 1888, the graves of a Catholic woman and her Protestant husband remain separated due to religious restrictions, a powerful reflection of how deeply held beliefs once shaped even death, leaving behind a lasting symbol of division beyond life. During the mid-1990s, members of the Wearable Computing Project at MIT explore early developments in technology designed to be worn, marking an important step in innovation as researchers work toward integrating computing devices more directly into everyday human experience. In 1945, Winston Churchill sits on what remained of Adolf Hitler's chair, a striking image taken after the fall of Nazi Germany, symbolizing the end of a devastating war and the collapse of a regime that had reshaped Europe through conflict. Opened to the public in 1883, the Royal Portuguese Reading Room in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, stands as a remarkable space dedicated to knowledge, its architecture and vast collection reflecting a deep cultural connection to literature and learning across generations. In the early 1900s, Mary Ann Bevan, after losing her husband and lacking financial support, entered and won a contest labeled Ugliest Woman in the World, enduring public ridicule as she worked in a circus to provide for her children. On September 11, 2001, off-duty FDNY firefighter Tim Duffy rode his 2000 Harley-Davidson Superglide Sport through a dust-filled Manhattan street, heading toward Ground Zero after collecting his gear, driven by duty in the midst of unfolding tragedy. In the late 1880s, new parents of quadruplets are captured in a rare family moment, reflecting both the challenges and significance of raising multiple children at a time when such births were far less common and often drew public attention. In 1983, Pope John Paul II meets and speaks with Mehmet Ali Agca, the man who had previously shot and wounded him, capturing a moment of direct human interaction following violence and reflecting an extraordinary encounter between victim and attacker. In New York in 1946, maternity hospital staff present a proud father with his newborn triplets, capturing a moment of joy and astonishment as medical professionals and family share in the rare and significant arrival of 3 children at once. Created in 1986, the illustration titled "We Have No Other Home" presents a visual statement rooted in its time, offering a message that reflects themes of belonging and identity without additional context, leaving interpretation to those who view it. From around 1900, this photograph of a mother and daughter preserves a simple yet meaningful relationship, capturing a moment of connection that reflects family life at the turn of the century through a quiet and enduring visual record. In 2011, Matthias Schepp kidnapped his 6-year-old twin daughters, Alessia and Livia Schepp, in Switzerland before taking his own life in Italy, leaving the girls missing and their fate unknown in a case that remains unresolved and deeply troubling. Avtar Singh Mauni, known for owning the world's longest and heaviest turban, wears a piece measuring 645 meters and weighing 100 pounds, requiring 6 hours to wrap, demonstrating both personal dedication and the physical commitment behind this remarkable achievement. Photographed in 1978, 15-year-old Mary Vincent survived a brutal assault in which her arms were severed, then climbed back up a 30-foot cliff and walked 3 miles to find help, a documented account of endurance under extreme and life-threatening conditions. On April 29, 1945, survivors at Dachau confront an SS guard captured by U.S. troops while American soldiers execute other camp guards nearby, capturing a moment of raw aftermath as liberation exposed both suffering and immediate acts of retribution. This image shows David Reimer as both himself and as Brenda Reimer, reflecting a life shaped by a medical decision after a botched circumcision, where he was raised as a girl before choosing to live again as male at age 13. In 1996 on Mount Everest, Beck Weathers was left for dead and even reported deceased to his wife. Yet hours later, he returned to camp alive despite severe frostbite, marking a documented case of survival under extreme high-altitude conditions. In 1953, linguist Yuri Knorosov, known for deciphering the Maya script, is photographed with his cat Asya, whom he credited as a co-author despite editors removing her name, consistently insisting she remain part of his published image. In 1943, 21-year-old Sophie Scholl was executed by the Nazis after distributing leaflets at the University of Munich urging resistance, and this mugshot taken by the Gestapo remains a stark record of her role in opposing the regime. In 1963, Félicette, a tuxedo cat launched by French scientists, became the first and only cat in space, spending 15 minutes in a rocket before returning to Earth, though she was later euthanized and remembered decades later with a memorial. In 1977, Bob Marley is seen on his tour bus with a bandaged toe, the same injury that would later develop into the condition leading to his death in 1981, marking a small but significant detail in his life and health history. On October 10, 1978, Florence Thompson, known as the migrant mother from a famous 1936 photograph, holds up her own image during an interview after her identity became publicly known, connecting a widely recognized face to her real-life story. In 1998 in the United States, 118-year-old Sarah Knaus poses for a family photograph, capturing a rare moment of longevity and family connection as she stands among relatives after living through more than a century of history. In 1943, Minnesota, farmers pause their spring wheat harvest as their wives bring and serve lunch in the fields, capturing a moment of shared effort and daily routine that reflects the essential partnership sustaining agricultural life during a demanding season. Rising piece by piece in the 1880s, the Eiffel Tower stands mid-construction, revealing the complex iron framework and engineering effort behind what would become one of the most recognized structures in the world, marking a bold achievement in design and ambition. In 1911, Bobby Leach became the second person to survive going over Niagara Falls in a barrel. Yet years later, in 1926, a simple fall led to infection and gangrene, ending his life after amputation in a stark reminder of unexpected fate. In Gainesville, Georgia, in 1992, a white child reaches out to touch the shield of a black state trooper during a Ku Klux Klan rally, capturing a quiet yet striking moment of contrast amid a gathering defined by racial tension. This comparison shows the immense scale difference between the Titanic and a modern-day cruise ship, highlighting how shipbuilding has evolved over time, with contemporary vessels far surpassing the size of what was once considered one of the largest ships ever built. In 1975, serial killer John Wayne Gacy stands outside his Chicago home, dressed as his clown persona Pogo, presenting a disturbing contrast between his public appearance and the crimes later associated with his life, leaving a chilling image tied to his identity. In 1938, 20-year-old Robert Wadlow, recognized as the tallest human in recorded history, stands beside his father, emphasizing his extraordinary height and the physical reality of a life defined by unprecedented growth documented during his short lifetime. In 1940, Albert Einstein stands with his daughter Margaret and his secretary Helen as they become citizens of the United States, a moment shaped by the need to avoid returning to Nazi Germany and marking a significant transition in his life. From above in 1969, more than 400,000 people gather at Woodstock, forming a vast crowd that reflects the scale of the event and its place in cultural history as one of the largest and most recognized music festivals of its time. In the 1950s, a young boy focuses intently as he works on his pedal car, capturing a simple moment of childhood curiosity and hands-on learning that reflects everyday life and the early development of practical skills through play. In 1958, 18-year-old Bruce Lee stands with his master Ip Man, marking a formative period in his life as he trained under a respected teacher, a relationship that would influence his development in martial arts and future legacy. Gathered together, Christopher Lee, Vincent Price, John Carradine, and Peter Cushing stand as iconic figures associated with horror cinema, representing a group of actors whose performances defined the genre and left a lasting impact on audiences worldwide. From a street in Cairo, the Great Pyramids of Giza rise in the distance, blending ancient structures with the modern city, illustrating how one of the world's oldest architectural achievements continues to exist alongside everyday urban life. In 1956, 24-year-old Johnny Cash visits the Memphis Zoo with his daughter Roseanne, capturing a personal moment away from his musical career and showing a quieter side of his life as a father during his early years. In 1945, a 10-year-old Elvis Presley stands beside his mother Gladys, offering a glimpse into his early life long before fame, preserving a simple family moment that connects the future icon to his childhood beginnings. In 1919, Charlie Chaplin meets Helen Keller, bringing together two widely recognized figures whose lives followed very different paths, yet whose meeting captures a unique moment of connection between individuals known across the world. In 1898, a rare photograph captures a powerful tornado in Oklahoma, providing one of the earliest visual records of such a natural event, preserving a moment when nature's force was documented at a time when photography was still developing. In 1926, painters work high above the ground atop the Woolworth Building in New York City, balancing as they continue their tasks, illustrating both the scale of the structure and the risks faced by workers during its maintenance. Captured in 1935, the Golden Gate Bridge appears mid-construction in California, revealing the scale of the project as workers and structure take shape, marking a significant phase in building what would become one of the most recognized bridges. Born in 1942, Frederick Curly Neal became a key ball handler for the Harlem Globetrotters, following Marcus Haynes and helping define the team's exhibition style, earning recognition as one of its most memorable and entertaining players. In 1940 London, infants wear protective gas mask hoods during a bombing drill, reflecting the precautions taken during wartime and the reality that even the youngest civilians were included in safety measures amid the threat of air raids. In 1910, Barney Goldstein works as a newsboy, representing a common job for young people of the time, capturing a moment that reflects the role of children in supporting themselves or their families through daily labor. In 1936, the United States carried out its last public execution, marking the end of an era when such events were conducted openly, reflecting a shift in how justice and punishment would be handled in the years that followed. In early 1900s, China, 3 girls stand together, showing different traditions of foot status: a barefooted servant, a woman with bound feet, and a Christian with unbound feet, illustrating cultural and social differences visible through appearance alone. Anna Haining Bates, standing at 7 feet 11 inches, appears beside her husband, highlighting her place among the tallest women in history and emphasizing the extraordinary scale of her height compared to those around her. In a New York classroom 138 years ago, students gather in a learning environment that reflects the structure and conditions of education in the late 19th century, preserving a glimpse into how teaching and schooling were organized at the time. In Ireland in 1890, a spinner works with a spinning wheel, demonstrating a traditional method of producing thread, capturing a moment of manual craftsmanship that reflects the skills and daily labor involved in textile creation. Commissioned at the dawn of a new century, the USS Alabama served the United States Navy from 1900 through World War I training duties before becoming a target for aerial bomb testing, ending its life dramatically when it was sunk in September 1921. Stacked in overwhelming numbers in Norway in 1945, captured Mauser Karabiner 98K rifles reveal the scale of Nazi Germany's wartime production, with over 14 million of these standard-issue, bolt-action weapons manufactured between 1935 and the end of World War II. A disappearance that remains unresolved began on March 9, 1984, when 17-year-old Kelly Disney vanished from Newport, Oregon, and although her skull was discovered in 1994 near Big Creek Reservoir and ruled a homicide, the full truth still remains unknown. Drawn in 2005, John Jonick's political cartoon presents Uncle Sam wrapping control of internet speech in labels like Protect Kids and Anti-Terrorism, reflecting debates of the Patriot Act era over censorship, surveillance, and the expanding reach of government authority. Feared even among Nazi leadership, Reinhard Heydrich, a central architect of the Holocaust, known as the Man with an Iron Heart, was assassinated in 1942, marking a significant moment during World War II against one of its most ruthless figures. In 2009, outgoing President George W. Bush hosted a rare gathering at the White House, inviting President-elect Barack Obama along with all living former U.S. presidents, creating a moment of continuity and reflection across different eras of American leadership. On Halloween afternoon in 1969, teenagers Patricia Spencer and Pamela Hobley left their high school together and vanished without a trace, leaving behind a mystery that has endured for decades with no confirmed evidence of their fate ever discovered. During the 1970s, a striking portion of downtown Houston was devoted to parking spaces, reflecting urban planning priorities of the time that heavily favored automobiles and reshaped the structure and daily life of the city's central area. Amid the eruption of Mount St. Helens, photographer Robert Landsberg continued capturing images until ash overtook him, then shielded his camera with his body, and 17 days later, his recovered film preserved a final record of extraordinary dedication. Standing before a line of tanks in Beijing in 1989, the unidentified figure known as Tank Man became an enduring symbol of resistance, as captured in Jeff Widener's photograph during the tense aftermath of events in Tiananmen Square. Marked by tradition and festivity, a Victorian Christmas reflects the customs and atmosphere of 19th century celebrations, where seasonal gatherings, decorations, and rituals defined a holiday period that shaped many enduring aspects of modern Christmas observance. Rising over San Francisco in 1935, the Golden Gate Bridge appears in early construction stages, revealing the immense engineering effort and scale involved in building what would become one of the most recognized suspension bridges in the world. Before alarm clocks became common and reliable, knocker-uppers performed the essential task of waking workers by knocking on doors or windows, serving as human alarm systems during an era when punctuality depended on personal service.